Welcome back, guys. We are here on the YouTube channel of Shows to Features, and this is our new release, Codeswitch. And we are here with Laki, the producer, Izzy, and Mikhail, the writers. Welcome, guys. And I'm here, obviously, with Ragida, that you know all from being the soul of the YouTube channel. Welcome, guys, and tell us a little bit about Codeswitch. And if you can introduce yourself, let us know a little bit about you.
Hi, I'm Mikhail. I play Ashir in Codeswitch, and I'm also one of the writers on it and one of the producers. And Codeswitch is a really funny comedy about identity and more serious themes, but it's still through a lens of humor.
Hi, I'm Isobel Wood, otherwise known as Izzy. I am a writer, producer, and actor on this project. I play Ellen, the Scottish love interest of Ashir. There's a little office romance that goes on for anybody who likes romantic comedy as well in this film.
Laki Pattapola. I'm a producer and writer, primarily working also in VFX production, in high-end TV and features, but working currently as well with this in an independent space. And yeah, I mean, I can't describe this better than the writers have themselves for the project. Codeswitch is exactly all of the things that have been described, but also for myself and how I got involved in this project when it came to me is that it resonated so clearly with who I am.
Story is extremely relevant, and I think we all do it. That's why it's extremely relevant. Code switching is a phenomenon that I think everyone to some level, some degree, does and inhabits in their own existence.
Why do you think people code switch?
Empathy mechanism and a survival mechanism. It kind of plays into both.
So the practical questions, guys, tell us a little bit about the production process.
The Codeswitch was made on very little money and a lot of love from friends, family, and everyone who worked on the film. I mean, we couldn't have done it without this team. It was the best team ever. And we really owe the most to Lucky because he's the guy who put it all together.
With producing, it's so much of trying to connect those dots. And I could already see the dots kind of coming together in how this could be made.
What was the budget and how long did it take you from beginning until the end?
The budget, I think, in total ended up around £6,000. We managed to keep it quite small. And then on top of that, with that amount of money, we were able to, ask for the right people with their own connections to see who would work within that budget. We had a great DOP, Paul McKay, who I think is also known and familiar to people on this network. And
we love Paul.
Exactly. And he provided us with a package that could work with the budget. Through our network, we had a location already secured from the beginning. And having that locked in location helped accelerate all other types of planning.
Working with an office, did you change anything in the layout of the office? And did they hate you at the end of the shoot because nobody could find anything on Monday? Or was it okay?
The reason that we did well with that, I would say, is that we really strived for continuity. But I was really adamant that we should make sure that we had a set structure. So we made sure that we had effectively HODs for the main departments that we needed. So we had a production designer, we had a costume and wardrobe, we had a HMU artist, and within that, they were all responsible for their own continuity and to maintain that. Where we had a wonderful first AD that also helped with that and had a small AD team that we put together. I think that's the important thing, that when you're working with a tight budget and you're trying to do so much and still have it hit a high production value, which I think, humbly, I feel like we effectively managed, is because we made sure that we did delegate those tasks to not just one or two people, the director and producer or whomever trying to do everything, but you did have, as with any kind of major feature or show, a dedicated team working within their roles and their specific responsibilities.
So tell us how you discovered or found or connect with the director, and how was the directing experience for you guys?
The director is a really good mate of mine from drama school. Actually, we trained together as actors, and he's gone into filmmaking and has a production company with his brother, and they make lots of great shorts. But we'd met with a couple of different contacts through Mikhail. Actually, largely a lot of them were from it. We made quite an unusual choice, considering the subject matter of the film, not to necessarily go with a South Asian director, because when we met with various other people, I don't know what it was. It was something about the style and tone that they wanted to achieve that just didn't resonate with us. And when we sat down with Alex, he really understood what that was and what was required for this film. It is stylistically.
I think again we met at a pub.
I was just about to say,
Yeah,
It was
in another pub, or was the same?
in another pub. I mean, clearly we spend too much time at pubs, but
We all do.
but no, I think we were just talking to Alex, and we were like, "Do you know any directors?" And he was like, "Can I throw my hat into the
Yeah.
ring?" And he read the script, and he had all these brilliant ideas. We had a meeting with him, and he was like, "Oh my God, I totally see it." And he really got the film, and I think that was most important. I think that visceral reaction that he had to it, and being driven by his gut reaction, we were really energized.
Alex Moffat, he was an amazing choice as director. I'm really glad that Izzy and Mikhail were able to bring him on board. Instantly clicked with his energy, as they said, and he had a great ability to bring that energy and bring a lot of confidence into the vision that he had.
Where did you find the money?
We tried various kind of short film schemes, and we got quite far, but we didn't get it over the line.
Yeah.
We got quite lucky, so we got £2,000. There was Izzy and I trained at a wonderful drama school, which unfortunately was closing down, and they had a pot of money, and they decided to give away that pot of money to some of the alumni, the old students. So we all had to put in a grant and application, and we got shortlisted. Yeah, we got shortlisted, went to an interview, told them about our project. And initially we asked for £4,000, and they came back and they said, "We can only give you 2,000." And we were like, "We'll take it. Thank you so much. We can make it work." So we got the 2,000 off that. And then we decided, because we were so passionate about making this, we really believed in this story and we really wanted to make it. So we put in our own money. So we put in £1,000 each, and we got 4,000. And then that was enough to kind of shoot the film, even though, it was tight. And then after that post-production, we crowdfunded, and then our friends and family came together and we raised the rest, basically. So we raised about $2,500 from that to make the film.
And then we had a small but successful crowdfunding campaign to be able to raise some more money towards the back end and through Interpost. And our plan is to also recoup some of that through the UK tax breaks once we've had our classification put through for this short. And that's obviously something that Shorts to Features has talked about before, and those kind of things are really helpful for any filmmakers working in the independent scene to know what resources are available to us to be able to get something to make these things happen.
So it was 2-day shoot over a weekend in December, and then you did 1 day in February,
half day
right?
pickup.
Half a day. Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
so 2.5 days. Fantastic.
I'd like to just say beforehand, because I had for a second not had those details ahead, but the things that really also helped keep us on budget, on time, and to schedule. It's so important to give a shout out to our first AD. Sylvia did an amazing job of keeping everything together. She also brought with her some contacts in our team. I also have worked with the co-producer, Sean, who has a lot of experience with developing and producing different shorts and some features now within the independent scene.
So take us through the post-production and then festivals.
Yeah, so interestingly, we met this guy called JP Dash. Any
In a
guesses
pub.
where?
In a pub.
In a pub. It's another friend's birthday, and I was sat next to JP Dash, who's a lovely, lovely guy. And we got talking, and he was like, "Oh, I run a post-production house. I'm the head of this
Hey.
post-production house called 50/50. which is an amazing, very well reputed post-production house in Soho. They're brilliant, they're amazing. And he was like, look, come to me once you've made the film, and I promise you we will see this film through, and I'll give you the best, I'll cut you the best deal we can do. I mean, he gave us the best deal anyone could ask for.
It was really great to have JP and the team at 50/50, and for sure when working out how best we could make that deal work for everybody, it did help having a background in post, so we could break down everything into what we could do on our end. We had an amazing editor, Amer Iqbal, who I've worked with previously on many occasions and brought onto this project, and who clicked with Izzy and Mikhail, and between me and myself and him, and also Izzy as well, who's also got some post-back experience, we were able to make sure that our workflows were as post-facility friendly as possible. Coming from a VFX background where we needed a little bit of invisible VFX on our side, we needed to do a bit of cleanup for continuity, and they were great. They had a wonderful team of flame artists, and we were able to utilize them for just a short period of time. And again, we utilized standard VFX production techniques, making sure we had a shot list and sent them that shot list with a brief. So they had the minimal amount of time that they needed to just go, right, this is what we need to do. One of my previous managers who became a mentor of mine in post, Adena Bengoa, she is now a head of post at ITN, and we were able to utilize where we needed to for, I think we picked 2 days where we worked with Alex, our director, in sort of more of a viewing capacity.
How long was the post-production?
Post, in terms of actual, person days worked, was probably tied into about a month of actual post, but we stretched that across about 4 months in terms of when we started that post process and through to the end.
Tell us about what happened after.
It started to get into a lot of festivals, and it's actually, fortunately, touch wood, done really well, and it's still getting into them now.
Got into like 16 or 17 festivals.
Well
yeah,
no,
which is really exciting.
We've had a lot of great success. As Mikhail said, originally we had a bit of a strategy, and the ones that we thought that we would hit, it didn't seem to. Rain Dance as well showed it as well, and it's great that the story has been taken up in so many different screenings. This was a bit of a proof of concept as a pilot for a TV show around the same subject matter.
Yeah. We'd originally written it as a TV series. I mean, and it still is in that form. If there's anybody watching who might be interested.
Hey, these guys can be contacted. Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's done really well on the film circuit, on the festival circuit. Like we screened at Exit 6, so a few BIFA qualifying festivals, which is great, and all official selections, which is fantastic. We also won like Best Comedy at the European Shorts Awards. We've screened in America. We've Romford Film Festival, a lot of the UK film festivals actually, and it's such a revelation when you put a film in front of the audience. The first time I it was the London Independent Film Festival at the Genesis Cinema. I hadn't watched the first few because I was in a show, so I went in a room and I was really nervous, but the amount of laughter in the room was palpable, and that's a really good feeling as a writer, because that's what you want when you hear it and you can feel the buzz. As a filmmaker, that's your day is made, your goal is hit.
Guys, last question, and then I let you go. If you could go back, what would you do different, and what advice can you give to filmmakers that are watching this video?
Say make it sooner.
Not doubt as much as I did.
You don't have to have a lot of money to make a short film.